So this guy is like saying, "Oh, and check your masculinity." What did they check?
He said, check your misogyny at the door.
Yeah, check your misogyny at the door.
It's like though men being masculine is a bad thing.
And what makes me mad is that it seems like now that they're saying is that just a man being a man is misogynistic. I think we did a video about this, but I don't like when these woke kind of feminist men, are trying to make it seem like because he doesn't know how to be a man.
Right.
He makes it seem like the regular, normal things that men do that comes naturally to them is misogynistic. And that's not true at all. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Christmas on Saturday, can't believe that. Today Kara and I are going to go on a carriage ride.
It's like,
I
keep calling it a sleigh ride because it looks like one.
But we're going on a carriage ride today with our mom. And I've never been on a carriage ride before.
I have.
You have on a date.
On a bad date.
That
was the most memorable part of the date.
Oh, okay. The carriage ride?
Was the carriage ride, not the man.
I've never been. It was here in New York. It was in New York?
It was here in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. So I feel like the carriage rides, something about it seems very cute to me.
Mm-hmm. I went on one in New York by myself.
You went?
Yeah, I went to,
I always wanted
it was
to
like
do that.
a $50 ride, and I think you were at work.
Central Park?
And it was Central Park. It was so snowy outside, and they had them all lined up. And I asked the guy how much it was, and he was like, "It's like $55 for like 20 minutes."
Oh man, I never went.
So I said, "Okay." So I went. I got my little, because Central Park has a hot chocolate stand. So I got myself a little hot chocolate, and he gave me a little blanket, and it was kind of fun. We went past the Central Park Zoo.
And I really wanted to go when I was in New York because the scenery in New York is so. New York during the holidays.
It was during
the holidays. New York,
snowing.
It's like New York during the holidays is just like I love New York in the holidays. So that's the one thing I miss about it. But I always want to go on a carriage ride anyways. I don't care where I'm at. So my sister, we actually decided to make this like a tradition.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really sad this week because I don't want Christmas to be over.
I don't either.
I love Christmas. I like this whole. We decorate on Thanksgiving and then it stays up till New Year's. And I love everything about the holidays.
So it's going to be over after, for us it's till New Year's. Yeah. But really after, Saturday, Christmas is over, then that's it. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to go see what this sleigh ride situation is like.
I've never been with my mom and my sister, so that would be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 of us. So can't wait to do that. We'll report back, let you know how it went. All right. So Kara and I watched this YouTuber. His name is Matt Walsh. He put up this TikTok with, I guess it was like, men who are feminist men. Now, the feminist women. I didn't think that there was anything worse than feminist women.
Than a feminist man.
And then a feminist man is probably worse than that. Like, you want to annoy me is the feminist thing altogether. But this whole new man woke feminist is just, I cannot.
It's because I know a lot of guys are okay with women working and things like that. So don't think we're not saying like that. But what I am sad is when I see men becoming a shell of themselves.
Yeah, like it's
just
really
so they
hard.
can date.
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like I'd rather.
Sorry.
I like masculinity a lot.
Yeah.
And so when I see men not being masculine, it turns me all the way off, and it makes me a little annoyed.
To know there's men out there
that are men like that, and it's for him to have done a TikTok. He had done he.
I'm gonna show it.
For him to have done this means that there are a lot of TikToker guys who are acting like this.
So I'm gonna play it, and we'll look at this because I actually think it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
but
Matt is funny.
Matt's funny.
I really like Matt. He's
y'all should watch
the one thing about Matt I like is that Matt is the epitome of masculinity, and I think that's why I like him because it's not someone I would date, but he's definitely somebody that the energy is. He's just a regular guy, and that's what I like: regular masculine men.
Okay, so let's look at him. Look at this TikTok. I'll put the TikTok here. So.
Sorry, tough guys. It's part 2 of a day in the life of a stay-at-home husband. When I say check your misogyny at the door, I mean it. It's the weekend, so I gotta let my queen sleep in, so I make her some pancakes. She likes them with chocolate chippies in them. After I flip the script on these gender norms, she wakes up to a hot plate of pancakes. On Sundays we strip, the sheets, and then I load the dishwasher. Next I borrow my wife's credit card and I go get some groceries. I check those eggs. Check out, make my way home, and put the groceries away. The fridge organized with all her favorite drinks and snacks, and then I take the trash out to where the men go. Don't strain yourself, queen. You work too hard. You know the drill. Follow to end the patriarchy.
Speaking of being less of a man, stay-at-home husband, not even a stay-at-home dad, which is already a dubious proposition in and of itself. This dude's not taking care of kids. This is called being a useless deadbeat. That's what that's called. You know what I really call it? I call it, your wife is cheating on you. Damn! That's what I would call it. Or she will anyway, if she's not already. And I mean that sincerely and seriously, because even if she kind of enjoys the frills of having her husband play housemaid, and she likes the chocolate chippies and tolerates the fact that you call them chippies.
She likes them with chocolate chip.
The fact is that she doesn't respect you. And marriages cannot survive intact, absolutely cannot survive if the wife does not respect the husband. When you're not leading, and you're not providing, and you're not being useful, and you're not fulfilling your role as a man, the role that has animated men and given us purpose since time immemorial, to fight for our families and for our women and to provide for them, you know, to back in the old days, you were going out and you were hunting and you were bringing back the game that you killed, and now it's a different kind of hunting. You go out into the work world and you earn a living and you bring back that paycheck and you take care of your family. That's what women respect.
So good. So there we go. So that's
two things
so
I want to
funny
say,
me.
because I watch Matt all the time, and he talks about this male-female reversal
Feminist
thing, and when he says that part, when he goes, "You're a useless man," that's what you are. Now, a lot of people take that as, but so what are you trying to say? That women who do that are useless? And he will say, no, because that's what you do naturally. He's like, I think women are useless when they just freaking want to be a guy-like.
Yeah.
If you're like not cooking, not cleaning, not showering, not being nurturing, not being feminine, then to most men you are useless.
Yeah.
Because they can get masculinity from their guy friends. So he's saying is that you are useless to real women. This woman is not a real woman.
Right.
She is
well,
not that.
And also, like, when he says that this is a woman who's going to cheat.
Yeah, and she will cheat.
So she will cheat, and if she hasn't already. But he, just him being a guy, like, he knows. Like, women, that's not, like you said, she can enjoy it for a little bit. Even if she enjoys, like, the frills of what he's doing, there's still, because, we were talking about this the other day, because just biologically speaking, women naturally want a leader.
Right.
So the fact that even if she's enjoying all the little things he's doing, there's going to be a moment, or maybe if it's now, but it's going to be a time where she's going to want a leader type of man. And so for her accepting this, it's just, the whole thing is just bad to me.
Right.
And watching him tote around and don't touch that queen and don't do, it's like, oh my God,
this is like a broke guy. This is a guy who doesn't work. Like, it's funny, like, I don't mind men doing certain, like, I've had a guy cook for me. I've had a couple guys cook for me. You know what I mean? And I do like that. It's nice when I don't like it all the time, because I'm a person that likes to cook.
Yeah.
But I have had dates where where we went on a third or fourth date, and now he wants to cook for me.
Sorry, girl.
He has a third or fourth date, and now he wants to cook for me. I like that. I do. I think it's nice because it shows that you really care to do that. You know what I mean? Because you could have just took me out and had someone else do it, which is still I love. Right. But there's something wrong when you don't allow me to be the woman. Yeah. You start acting like my part. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather be the person cooking all the time. I would rather be the person decorating our home. I would rather be the stay-at-home parent.
You're right.
I know that a lot of women are going to say, "Oh, it's okay if men are stay-at-home dads." I'm not into that.
And the funny thing with this guy is that he wasn't even saying.
He wasn't even a dad.
Like Matt was like, he's not even a dad.
He's just a stay-at-home man.
He's a stay-at-home.
Is he even her husband?
Yeah, I think he's a stay-at-home husband. He called himself, but it's like, This is what we've progressed to. This is what's happened because women have become so masculine that they've created these feminist men, and that so this guy is like saying, "Oh, and check your masculinity." What do they check your?
He said, "Check your misogyny at the door."
Yeah, check your misogyny at the door. It's like,
when I say check your misogyny at the door, I mean it.
So men being masculine is a bad thing.
And what makes me mad is that it seems like now what they're saying is that just a man being a man is misogynistic. I think we did a video about this, but I don't like when these woke kind of feminist men, are trying to make it seem like because he doesn't know how to be a man.
Right.
He make it seem like the regular, normal things that men do that comes naturally to them is misogynistic. And that's not true at all.
Right.
And I feel like there is no middle ground anymore. It's like, if a man is just being a man, then he's being misogynistic just because he naturally wants something.
Right.
So it's like, he can't provide that stuff.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it's bad. It's only bad because you can't provide it. That's what it is. And you're running around here and you're cooking and you're cleaning and doing all this stuff while she's out, working, and chocolate chippies.
I mean, a lot of men will go, all women want is money.
Yeah.
And the truth is that no. Money is good. I mean, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a way of make sure that we're okay financially. You know what I mean? But there are just so many other things
I know.
that I need you to be than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I need you to open the car door for me. I need you to open the door. I need you to protect me. I need you to do things that I think are masculine. Today when we were at work, this guy saw a bug outside, and it was a pretty big spider, but he was acting like a little baby. And then this other guy was like, I mean, what is it? Is it a rodent? He was like, you're acting like it's like a
it was literally
you're
a
acting
spider.
like it's a spider. It's just like,
I saw it. I'm like,
I'm not saying men can't have phobias.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but see what I mean? Like, there are things that I'm kind of afraid of, and if you are too, we're both in a big. You know what I mean? Like, we have to balance each other out. And to me, I think what Matt is saying, what he will be saying in that clip is, eventually she is also going to be tired of that.
Yes.
You know what I
because
mean?
biologically, just this.
Now she gets what she deserves, what she gets, because she let this continue and let this. And if she married him, I think that's her husband. If she married him, she allowed that. But most women don't want a guy. I don't care what feminists say. Most women want their husbands to make more than them. Most women want their husband to be the breadwinner. Most women want to be protected physically by men.
There's really and that's just a natural.
Like, you can't help it, because I think even Matt said one day that he's just like, feminists always try to act like they don't want a man to pay for dates. He's like they can't help themselves because it's just a part of you as a woman. It's not that you can't do it. It's just something that signals in a woman to take care of me. Yeah. Right. It really has nothing to do with the money. It's just the feeling of being taken care of. You know what I mean? And also, I think it's turns you on in a different way. Sexually, I think it kind of turns you on. She can't be turned on by this guy sexually.
Because I'm saying, because he's not being a leader, he's being led by this woman.
Somebody is probably gay here.
Yeah.
Right. Her or him. You know what I mean?
She right. Probably. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, that's a good point.
Somebody probably is, because I don't know what happened in his life that he thinks this is appropriate.
But there's a lot of men like this now, though.
Well, another thing is that like they said is like, because women have made men so uncomfortable that everything they do is misogynistic and toxic masculinity. Then now men feel like they have to be like us to date them. So they do. Maybe, like, you're right. Maybe they do think it's appropriate because they think this is how you get women now. Yeah.
Well, and yes, exactly. Right. And a lot of women are trying to be like these ball busters. Right. And they're trying to take on that masculine role. I just feel like everyone is not just... If you just do what comes to you naturally...
Then it'd be fine.
And, then it'd be fine. But I think what's happening is that men and women these days, a lot of men and women, not all, but a lot of them are resisting their natural... instinct. Right. So there's a lot of men who are resisting the, protect, provide, and, so they're resisting that and going against that and become these male kind of feminists. And then women are becoming like these high powered, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I think that when you are trying so hard to be something that naturally you're not supposed to be. Yeah. I feel like this is what causes kind of the chaos and confusion in relationships sometimes because of that. And when you see now we have all these woke men. Yeah. Right? Who are all now we have male feminists. And I really honestly didn't think there was anything more annoying than a woman feminist. A woman feminist. And then this whole male feminist thing just kind of like is starting to take. I'm like, oh God, no, please. Please
But
no.
the good news is it's mostly younger generation, so it's
It
not
is,
of our
yeah.
generation anyway.
Right.
But the thing is that we all have masculine and feminine qualities within us. That's important to have.
Yeah.
But when you get married and you start dating, you can release some of that and give it to the correct, sex.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there are a lot of things, because I'm single, you know what I mean,
We have to be
that I have
independent
to,
someone,
you know what I mean, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? But when I start to date someone, then I kind of let a lot of that go, because now I'm getting it where I need to get it from someone else. And the same thing, like anytime I have ever dated a guy who knows how to cook, or he's like, I like having a woman around because then my house looks better.
Right.
I get to lose that part of myself. I don't have to, and I was like, right, because now I want to do it.
Right.
And you need that. I have something to provide you, you have something to provide me. But when you're acting like a woman, that is a whole turn off. You know what I mean?
And I feel like he's so very proud of it though, because he's like running around on this shopping cart and cooking and making like Mickey Mouse pancakes.
But
I'm
you know
like,
what's funny is that video went viral. That's why Matt reviewed it.
Yeah.
So that means he only reviewed viral things.
Yeah.
So he did like 3 different TikToks. So that means that a lot of people liked it.
Right.
Which means that there are a lot of men acting like this and a lot of women pretending like they want that. And that's the funny thing that women always say they want this like feminized, friendly, guy. And then as soon as they get it, they cheat on him.
Yeah.
That's why, and it's true, because you don't, your guy, your friend, your husband or your boyfriend is not your girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like Danielle's my friend. She's my female outlet.
Well, we're all going.
We're all going.
We're all going the wrong direction here.
But I would say that the most blame came from us, because we're the ones who wanted to be feminists.
I do blame women on this.
Gloria Steinem. I wish she would just sit down. You know what I mean? I'm so sick of hearing her and Hillary Clinton and all of Oprah, all of these masculine women, Nicki Minaj, all these women that really killed women, and then turned men into these beta, useless people that they don't even really want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want, they cheat as soon as they, do that. So it's just like, it is sad that this is even a thing. It's funny to watch, but in real life, it's really not funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I see this, I'm just thinking, you're not helping. I always feel like these feminist men are always think they're helping women and stuff. Like they're trying helping us, like being an ally, and I just says annoys me. It's like, no, why don't you just be a man, and then I'll do the woman thing, and then everything will be fine. We have completely confused the whole thing, and now it's just like you said, left is right, up is like
left is right, up is down, in is out.
It's like I don't know how. Like now, I'm just looking at this like, okay, well. He felt comfortable putting this out.
Yeah, and what's funny?
Which means
is that women who date men like this, once they cheat on it, then you know what they do? They date They date toxic masculinity, real toxic men who hit them and cheat on them. And you know why? It's because they go too far through the spectrum.
They went too far this way and now too far that way. No
because of the feminization of that type of man, then what they do is they date a dirtbag.
Yeah, happens every time.
And then, you know what I'm saying? This is why you have to have a healthy, you have to have a healthy feeling about your own feminine self. You know what I mean? Like I love, me and Daniel were just saying, like, you're a guy, you're going to find this unappealing. Yeah. But we were painting our toenails, and I was just saying, isn't it funny how just painting your toenails makes you feel
pretty?
Now you paint a guy's toenails, he'd be like, what the hell are you doing? But just the idea of me painting my toenails and looking down at my feet, and it makes me feel so good for some reason.
It makes me feel very feminine.
Right. You know what I mean? And I think that is what we're missing.
Yeah.
But if I say that out loud, then women be like, oh, why are you it's like you're pushing yourself back to the 50s where you're not being a strong woman. I'm like, I am being a strong woman. I'm being a strong feminine woman.
Yeah. We have to change the way that we're identifying ourselves. Right. Because it just seems like, or go back, not never just change it, but just go back to identifying what's natural to you.
But like we said, even like when we go to the store, there are so many women wearing do-rags and slippers. Yeah. And I think that when you start acting like that, because I think the way you look, your personality person that follows that.
Right.
So I think that too many women walking around with do-rags and bad eyelashes and
we people watch.
Yeah, bad eyelashes,
Right.
you know, and
sometimes it'll be
wearing slippers and nightwear to the store
Mm-hmm.
or just out in public. I think it gives you an attitude that follows, because anybody who does that has to have some sort of nasty attitude.
Right.
Because anybody who feels good about themselves would never walk out like that.
Right. Y'all know that we watch a lot of old, like TV shows. We talk to a lot of older people. Like I love talking to old people.
I love the genre.
Like, I love talking to old people, and I was just telling Kara earlier today that they like, I had this lady used to come here all the time. Her name is Barbara. She's an old woman. Like she was like in her 80s, like maybe late 80s, like maybe mid 80s. I talk to her all the time. Whenever I get a chance to talk to someone old, I sit down and listen and I talk, right? And she was telling me, I said, you know, Barbara, back in those times, like in the 50s and all that, 40s, 50s, I said, did everyone really walk around? So I watch a lot of old TV shows. I don't watch anything really new. And so I said, but did people really walk around like women dressed proper like that, men wearing their hats, and everybody's looking nice,
right?
You know. And so she's like, she said for the majority of the America, yes, that was not. She did Donna Reed, that show, and you know, this not necessarily exaggerated. Now it's obviously TV, we get it, but she's like, no, this is how people were. She said it was a very decent time. She's like, and now we don't have that. Now I said, as an 80-something-year-old woman, how is it looking? How is it now watching people behave the way they are now? She goes, it's just unreal. Yeah. Honestly, she says, unreal. I'll never get used to it. She said, but it is very interesting that people don't like modesty anymore. She said just that in my time, modesty was the one thing that we had. Men were, you know, we liked men to be very masculine. Yeah. So her husband is always taking care of her. And she goes, and now it's just like, it's flipped. So I think it made it worse. I think it made the relationships of just people worse. The community of people, not just necessarily relationships and marriages. She said, although that got heavily affected, but she said just the way people interact with each other it's just unbelievable how different it is when she was, you know, a young 20, 30-year-old. So
like I watched this YouTube show with this black man. He's from the Jim Crow era, and he was from the Jim Crow era, and the guy asked him like a question about marriage, and he was like, was it bad? Like, what was it really bad? He was like, the tension between white and black people. He said, yeah. It was bad, but there were also areas where it really wasn't bad. He said, but the conditions of the way women and men reacted was the exact same way white people act. Women dressed appropriately. Women knew their place. Men knew their place. He said there wasn't marriage lasted a lot longer, and he was just like, there was never any delusions. Like I was telling you earlier, there was never any delusions about you know, the whole fairy tale thing of happily ever after. We never looked at marriage like that. Marriage was a partnership, and we were trying to do something here with our kids, trying to show our kids, you know, because all life is. He said now I think people live in a fantasy world where men act like women act like men. They think they're going to get along. The divorce rate couldn't be higher. People don't. The religion couldn't be further back. He said even religious people aren't even decent really anymore. He was going on. He's like, it's a messy situation. And I think I said this before, that I think that even the religious aspect of things, how can you still be religious with people like Cardi B?
It's gonna be hard now.
I mean, when that's so mainstream, because when you think about it, in those days they would have never shown a woman or any of these men on regular television. You know what I mean? So
it wouldn't even.
It wouldn't have been right. So I don't know. I think there's just something's wrong with that. I think that there's something wrong with you when you're a man acting
flaunting
like
it, and then also not even this is flaunting it, and then wanting to go viral. Like he felt like he did something great. And I think that guys like this on the video, I feel like people like him. That has to be a
mental illness.
It's like low self-esteem.
It is.
Like he has to have some type of. He has to feel worthless.
And you know,
or maybe not, because you're like you were saying, because now the direction that the younger generation is going now is that maybe this. I mean, like
but you know, we watch Sage Lilliman. Sage Lilliman is a she's a young girl who likes the 50s.
Yeah.
And so she does all of these, all her YouTube shows are all about being in the 50s. She dresses like a girl from the 50s. It's
interesting.
She does her hair. It's very interesting. But what's interesting is that she's gotten a lot of viewers and a lot of subscribers. And if you read all of her, comments, they're from young girls and older women.
Yeah.
So there's no women like mine. So a lot of young girls, they're all like, man, you make me happy. I wish things could be like this. So there are a lot of women I think really don't want to.
Yes.
They want that life, but they're too afraid to say, I want real men.
Yes. Because when you say that, then it's, So when I look at people like Sage, I think to myself, well, this is more natural to women.
To me,
it's very natural, and I think, like I said, I just really think that if we go back to how we what we veer towards naturally, I do think we'd be a happier society.
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously relationships will be blossom and marriages will be back up, and everyone. But I just think that as a society, we would be happier.
Yeah.
And, like I'm happy being in my feminine self. I would be completely unhappy if I was this like masculine woman.
I won't.
Going around trying to be the most powerful, this and that. I'm like, it's just, I don't feel like that's, and I know this sounds like I'm pushing people way back, but there's some things that I think are out of line.
Yeah.
And when some women's behaviors now, to me, it's just out of line. This man doing this is out of line for a man to me. So I don't know.
But you know what? He's with a woman that's out of line.
I know what I'm saying. So yeah.
And so people will go, well, everybody's relationship's different. Yeah, but not that different. There are very few people who can be that way. Yeah. And the fact that there are so many people pretending to be that way, and the divorce rate is as high as it is, let you know that there's something's not right. You know what I mean? And
I had an hour-long conversation with both of them separately.
You find the problem.
Separately.
Yeah.
You would see the problem, one, and two, what they really would want. Because I can tell you right now, women don't. This is not something that they strive for. So it'd be very odd. It's a very rare thing. The fact that all women are now kind of being this way is just kind of strange to me. And the fact that a lot of men are going around here, chocolate chippies.
It's just sad.
He said chocolate chippies.
Yeah.
I mean, he said chocolate chippies, you guys.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable to watch.
It is.
I think it's what it is.
For me,
as a woman, I think as a woman who is a feminine woman, like it is uncomfortable for me as a feminine being to watch a man be like what I wouldn't even be like that, but be more on the feminist side. I'm very uncomfortable with that. Like I don't like that at all.
There are still a lot of men out there who realize that
I've had the pleasure of meeting
we
men,
are different.
I've had the pleasure of meeting men who are just men, and just this is crazy to them.
Yeah,
this looking at this video would be crazy to them. So
I mean, it makes me sad also to think that he's going to have maybe a son.
Well, and then they'll be feminists.
But I'm not going to believe the hype. So
yeah.
I'm going back to
right
to the world of the sane.
Yeah. But you guys, let us know what you think about this video, about this person. Leave some comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate that.
And I'm gonna keep saying keep saying Merry Christmas, even though we're gonna put another video out. Because I love Christmas. Merry Christmas. I wish we could play some music right now if we didn't get
what do you call it?
Copywritten.
I know.
Isn't that terrible?
I know. But maybe I'm gonna put a Christmas.
No one can own Silent Night.
Right. But I'll put right.
Like no one owns. Who even? I mean, no one owns Silent Night. Or do you hear what I hear?
Right.
Jingle bells. Who wrote that?
I'll put a Christmas background.
Yeah.
I'll try to find a Christmas background. Yeah. So. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you on the next one. Bye.